Living the dream.
Oh, tight swinger, mate.
And he gets to see my face every week, so I mean, how lucky is he?
Absolute professionals at this.
We do put it on YouTube.
I'm genuinely impressed, mate. Genuinely impressed.
Edit that.
We'll cut that bit out. Hey,
Good evening, Andy. How are we doing, mate?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm fantastic, or as the grandkids say, fan-dabby-dozy.
Was that the Crankies?
It was, when it was that little one, that little girl. That was just like a schoolgirl.
Was she girl, was she boy?
Cranky, Jimmy Cranky. Is it Jimmy Cranky?
Jimmy.
What a start to this podcast. Well done. You could have just left it, couldn't you, and gone with it and gone, hi, how you doing? You had to call me out. Call me up.
A little bit. Season 2, episode 60.
Woo!
We're nearly coming towards the end of season 3. No,
Yeah,
season
season
2.
two.
I don't know how numbers sequence. That's a good word, wasn't it? I ain't seen you for ages. Where you been? What have you been up to?
Not a great deal, really.
You aren't been up to a great deal.
I've been away.
I know you have.
Yeah. Been to Disney.
I missed you.
No, you did. First thing I said is, you missed me. No.
Why would you ask me if I missed you?
Because I like to know if people miss me or not.
It's like when you come in and go, do you like what I'm wearing?
Yeah.
Just don't ask me questions like that.
Why? You need to get in touch with your personal side. You're
I know,
so
but
rigid and
I'm
frigid
never,
and...
I'm never going to... Frigid?
Yeah, that as well.
I'm never going to tell you the truth. I'm always just going to say what you want to hear. So when you say, have I missed you? Yeah, of course, mate, I've missed you.
Yeah, but I need to know if you genuinely miss me.
I've genuinely missed you.
What's the point in coming to this podcast if you're just a means to an end?
I've genuinely missed you.
I'll cry tonight, so...
All right.
Because your sarcasm...
Cry at home, in your pillow. I don't want to see that.
Anyway.
Where you been?
Been to America, mate.
Oh, America. Capital M.
America. Yeah. Holiday of a lifetime. Unbelievable.
Big. I'm sat over here, big gel.
Oh, it's one of those things where I went like a decade ago, and it's changed so much. When I say it's changed, we have become so American. It's unreal.
We've been saying this since this podcast began, and it grates me. How did it feel being on the other side?
Well, to
the teachers, to the masters.
Because last time I went, like, you get a food portion, you go, whoa, look, this is massive. I can't believe we're eating this. Or you do something, like, everything's... I was there and I was like, where's the rest of my food, man? What's going on? Because we have, like, TGIs, we have, like, the McDonald's. I know we've had other things like... But we've just become their greediness, I think. Or, I will give them the due, either they've calmed things down or we've joined them. Now I know which way it is, definitely. But I wasn't blown away by things like I was last time. Like, do you know, like, you see, like, big, massive superstores and stuff like that. We have them now. It's normal for us to have big, massive shopping complexes. Like,
fair point.
So, like, even like, when I went there first time, it's like, oh, these big cars, SUVs and things like that. We have them all now, Range Rovers. We have all the...
Spoiled, aren't we?
We are. Well, we've become very Americanized, big times. It's a worry. Like,
I love the fact that out of everything you could possibly have gone to first, from anything that you've done on holiday, you've gone food.
But like we've got like...
That's what upset you the most.
But last time I went, I'd never seen Dunkin' Donuts, never seen Taco Bell, never seen... different
something else,
Subway thing. We've got all them now. We've got all like their fast food products and stuff. We are
Little America.
We are. Well, we're not little big fatties now. We're joining them.
The country's little.
Yeah.
The country's going to sink before long. Is it possible for an island to sink?
Well, yeah. Rising sea levels.
Yeah, we're definitely sinking. Too many people on this island.
Too much weight on it.
Yeah. So what did you do? What did you get up to?
Went to Disneyland.
Awesome.
Saw the man with the big ears. Wow. Weather was awesome. It's the first time I've been and it be as quiet as it was.
Which is good.
Oh, unbelievable. So I've been before, but you have to wait like, and I was expecting it, an hour and a half just for rides is the norm, if that makes sense. There was only one ride we had to wait for an hour and a half, and that was a new Star Wars ride. Everything else, it would have been 30 to 40 minutes tops waiting for a ride. I think we're
kind of used to that now.
Yeah. I was expecting it.
Yeah, you went for that in drive-through, don't you?
Yeah. My order, you do. Big food order. But and I tell you what, they're so good at as well. So let's say the queue is 30 minutes long. They will say to you 45 minutes. because there's nothing better than going, yeah, I can do 45 minutes. Oh, wow, it's 30 minutes.
Yeah.
They've got that down to a fine art, and we figured out that they must do that on purpose, because no matter where we went, it was overestimated. Whereas in England, what we do is say it's 30 minutes, actually an hour.
Yeah,
I mean,
just get you in queue.
Yeah,
Once you're in it, that's it. You ain't leaving.
But oh man, it's just.
I went years ago, and I've been twice, but I went when I was 14 and I went when I was 18, and even at them awkward teenagers, I just thought it was awesome.
Yeah,
I genuinely thought it was awesome. But what it did for me was ruined everything in this country, because everything now I just compare to America, and I just think we just can't get close to how they can do it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But once again, you'd be surprised how much we are like them now. I mean, it's expensive now as well. Yeah. Not only is the pound dogger compared to what they used to be, it's absolutely crashed out of bits, but they've had massive inflations. So, like, it was $4.50 for like a bottle of Coke. Now, last time it was like $2.50 for a bottle of Coke. But they've had pay rises, so like our wage is like double, so we get double what they're getting. So to them, a £4.50 bottle of Coke is no different to a £2.50 bottle of Coke. Yeah. To them, they've not seen an increase because they've been given it in the wage. So it's like, oh, well, it's no different. So yeah, we go across and go, God, that's expensive, because not only are we trying to compare it to the crashing pound, but also it's now more expensive than we expected.
Yeah. So how do we fix that?
We can't. Well, we need inflation. What we're going through right now is inflation for our country, which is what we need.
It is. It's going to be tough times ahead.
Broken Britain.
Absolutely broken Britain. Do you know what you need in these times of hardness?
What, a sponsor?
You need a sponsor, don't you? Yeah. You need a sponsor with a little bit of discount.
Ooh.
We've got a sponsor. Are you ready?
Go on.
This week's sponsor has come in. If you're out at sea or fishing around your local pond, you'll need all your essentials to ensure you are successful in your wet experience. Master Bait and Tackle has everything you need to enhance your game and help you last longer and go deeper. We have everything you need to get your worm wiggling to its maximum and helping you finish strong and give yourself the greatest pleasure. That's Master Bait and Tackle.
Nice.
For all your fishing needs.
Like it.
10% off of the checkout.
Tails. 10% tails.
www.masterbaitandtackle.com.
I like it.
I saw that. Does that bring flashbacks from that guy that used to take fishing?
Should we golfing, man? He took fishing. Should we golfing?
You can talk about it on here.
I don't want to talk about it.
It's an open forum.
I don't like to talk about it.
Come on, let it out.
No. I've got a lid on that. I've got it tightly shut. People can actually genuinely think there's something wrong at some point, aren't they?
It's like the Gavin and Stacey thing. What happened on the fishing trip?
Yeah.
But when Leon went fishing with that guy, they didn't.
Can't talk about it.
Can't talk about it. Don't talk about it at all.
Yeah. Don't want to hark back to my trip, but Universal is a different world as well.
It's a different universe, isn't it?
Yeah. Went on a Hulk ride and I was ill for hours.
Was you really?
About 3 hours I was ill. Like proper ill. It made me so ill. Do you know, like a roller coaster? I'll do like a flip or I'll take it through some G's and stuff like that. Then there's like a straight in there where it recovers. Didn't have that. Got fired out of a cannon like really fast. He had like a loop. He did like switchbacks and all this. And because you were just pulling G's all the time, there was like this, like my face was being pulled back. And it came to a standstill and I was like, ugh, I feel ill.
Like had a bit of face lip or?
Oh man, it was ridiculous. My cheeks were slapping all over and everything. It was ridiculous.
15 years younger.
Yeah. Worst ride I've ever been on.
Was it?
As in like, the best is in like crazy, but the worst is in like I've never got off a ride and felt ill in my life.
Yeah, that's not good, is it?
No. Amy had to go and she blacked out.
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen like videos of people online, like them slingshot things that fire you up and people just knocking like.
Well, they got fired out like a roller coaster, like went poof and just set off like really fast. But as soon as you came out to the top of the speed, you like then did like a loop, did like a switchback, then went like turned through G's, and did like and like I said, there was no time until it finished, and it must have lasted about a minute and a half. But nowhere at any point did you have any let up of G-force pulling you back, and you was like, what's going on here? But she said she blacked out. She said she remembers setting off and didn't remember half of it because she blacked out.
Maybe just slept through it.
But yeah.
Like a night with you. Do you know what? One thing, because I've obviously seen your pictures and stuff that you put online, and I think it was Amy put one on that you was like the last day or something like that, last day on holiday, and I was genuinely upset for you because I thought, man, you guys are having a great time.
Wow.
It looks awesome, and I felt your not worry. What's the word? I felt your upset that you was coming home. I wanted you to stay there.
Cheers, mate.
I just wish I was with you. Can I come next time?
Yeah, you can, mate. Definitely.
Nice.
Yeah. Last day I ever cried, as in like I just had to go home. Like, I'm gonna go home. I was like, I need to go home. I'm absolutely knackered. we because we was only there for like 10, 11 days. We didn't have any rest days. So when I've been before, if you do like 14 days, you have like a day where you'll just have a rest. You know, to try and recharge the batteries, have a lazy day. But we just like we can't afford to have a rest day. I mean, one day we did rope drop, so we had to be, and our apartment was about 10 minutes away. So we did rope drop, so we had to be there for 8:30 to open up. So bear in mind, we got up, had breakfast, sun cream on, got ourselves sorted. There for 8:30, queuing to get in, rope drops. We stayed in the park all day at Magic Kingdom, and then they kicked out all the normal guests, and we had tickets for the nighttime Halloween party type thing. We stayed till midnight, so we'd done like full day and full night. To the point where I had kids coming in a car over my shoulder because it was that worn out.
Your kids?
Yeah. As well as his kids, I'll take these down with me. But yeah, I mean, crazy. We went trick-or-treating around Disneyland. So they give you a bag and you just go around to people and they're just grabbing oodles of sweets and just chuck them in your bag. So
It's no wonder they're all fat.
yeah. Tezzy and Jess, weird there, it's really way as. Tezzy and Jess, my niece, my nephew and his partner, they weighed it and they had 6 kilograms of sweets.
So that's 6 bags of sugar.
Oh, yeah. But it was like Snickers, Twixes, open fruit, all, I mean, but like 6 kilograms, that's a lot.
With 6 bags of sugar.
Yeah.
In weight, I mean.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's just... it's
But
probably
more sugar than that.
Oh, heck.
But it was like ridiculous. It was good going around park at night because obviously we went back on like Space Mountain and they did it in the dark. Whereas
Yeah,
like
so you see things differently. Yeah.
which was pretty cool. But yeah, imagine, I mean,
It is so good.
We did Kennedy Space Center. I didn't think kids or Amy like Kennedy Space Center, but they absolutely loved it. So we saw genuinely a space shuttle that has been to the moon and back. So we saw Discovery, no, Atlantis.
Like the one on Wallace and Gromit?
Man, yeah, that's Tezzy's joke. Tezzy was like, because we're going to Kennedy Space Center and talk about all this money, and he said spent millions, and Tezzy put all this money Wallace and Gromit did hit in the back garden. It's quite a good joke.
Yeah.
But so we actually saw a genuine space shuttle that's been out. I think it was Atlantis we saw. And they've been like 3 or something that's been to.
So that's not something that everyone's going to get to see, is it?
Oh, mate. But it's one of the things where you look and you think, wow, I can't believe that's been. And then there was we saw one of the original. Atlantis is like, like the shuttle looks like a bit like an aeroplane with wings and stuff.
Yeah.
But then we saw a rocket, which was part of the Apollo missions, and that was the one that was going to send, but then they decided not to at the end of the decommissioned it. But they've actually got the original rocket that was ready to go, but then they've obviously just dismantled it and put it in a hangar, and you walk under it. Immense.
What's they switched it on by mistake?
I don't think it's got any gas in it.
Oh,
It'd be a little bit dangerous, that.
Just taking it out, health and safety.
Yeah. But it was crazy to see how, like, you start at the back and this tour guy's talking to you about all the bits and bobs, and like this detaches you and then that just drops back to Earth, then this and then this, and then I was like I appreciate it's massive, but it was no, it was like it's hard to explain how big it was.
Like a skyscraper.
Oh, bigger.
Bigger?
Yeah.
Oof. That is big.
Yeah. Massive.
Good times.
Yeah, really good.
But you're back now.
Yeah, back to my boring working 9 to 5, straight back into it.
And kids back at school?
Yeah, well, Noor had to have a couple of days off because he wasn't very well when we got back.
Jet lag.
I think it James was just absolutely worn out.
Was it like excitement?
Throwing
down?
up? Yeah, reversed out.
So if he's missing school,
Missed 2 days.
he's probably going to be given some homework, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, good segue.
You're not supposed to point them out. We just move.
I've got a bit jet lag. I've made heads all over the place. I don't know where I am sometimes.
We just slide straight into them. So what we're going to talk about this week?
So we're talking about kids in homework. Should they have homework? Do you agree with homework? Do you disagree with homework? Do you think there's a purpose to it? Do you reckon there's a different way of going about it? I used to hate homework at school to the point where I very rarely did homework. Very rarely. I didn't mind doing a project.
I think they get more now. I think they get more than we did.
Yeah, do.
I genuinely do, yeah. I'm certain at primary school, homework was never really a thing that we got. I never really remember. Unless you got one of them.
Spellings.
Yeah, but I won't. Is that homework? Is that.
Oh, yeah.
We used to get it at high school, but it was more. Yeah, you got it at high school and you kind of expected it, but do they need it at primary school? Spellings and reading and stuff like that. Yeah, I get. But who's governing it?
Yeah.
And like, you'll sit with your kids and you'll go through it. And genuinely decent parents will probably do that. But that's not every parent.
No.
Or you might do it one night and 2 nights and then go, nah, boss, that, it's Friday, can't be bothered. And we've all done that, I'm sure, times.
The reason why I mentioned it is because I looked at his reading journal and he's not, I've not recorded his read in his reading journal since July, which means this academic term, I've not wrote in his journal to say he's read. He has read, but we've physically not sat down and read his workbook. He'll have read like a comic or something, or he's read something online. But I actually took the time out because he couldn't sleep when we were going back from holiday. I was like, just go read in bed and see if that tires you out, and then I'll come up and if you've fallen asleep with your book, I'll think it. But he came down and was like, Dad, can you write in here? I've wrote 4 pages. So I started writing, I was looking, I was thinking, July? We haven't written this since you finished the last school year. That's crazy.
Back at cereal packet. Toothpaste box while I was on Lou.
Oh, yeah.
So I used to put in my journal.
Did you?
Something I used to read. No, we didn't. So what's your argument? Are you a toer or a thrower?
I'm against it.
All right.
In the fact that I think I'm not against them, like I say, reading or doing spellings, but I'm against them doing like researching things and having to write like pieces on it. Even when it comes to high school, I'm sort of against it because I'm for there's too much pressure for the kids. I want kids to have time away from learning. I think sometimes there can be too much pressure on getting that homework done. Yeah, because I was talking to another parent and they were saying like one of the kids was like, "Oh no, I ain't done my homework. I'm gonna get detention. I'm gonna get this, or can't find my journal. I can't." I was like, that is far too much pressure for kids that are going through puberty, changes, things like that. They're trying to discover themselves, trying to figure out what they're doing. And I think, do they need to come away and then have to be stuck in the whole world of?
I think as well now, you've got to consider whatever he's doing now. People are starting to do like second and third jobs. So as parents, we're kind of expected to go out and do everything, provide for your family, and then, little Johnny needs reading tonight. Yeah. I'm tired, or I'm off to work. I can't maybe just do that. I've got to do what. So I think it works always, just puts maybe additional pressure on families all the way through. I think the anxiety thing is, because what if you getting some work at home, and I've had this with my kids, is that they go, I just don't get it, and I don't understand it. So I don't always understand it either, or I don't necessarily have the tools to be able to explain it to them. Yeah. So what happens then? They just then, like you said, they get stressed and go, well, I'm going to have to go to school now because I don't understand it. Yeah. For then the teachers go, you alongside 35 other kids in that class to give you time to go through it. They don't have the time to do that either. So, yeah, I've got some potential ideas that might change your mind.
Oh.
So it could potentially, and there's a lot of factors that play in this, allow students and teachers to work more closely together because they can discuss things. But like I've just said, our classes here are massive. So you don't always get that tuition time. Lex is at college and she struggles to get proper tutor time and they're supposed to have that scheduled in. So
like 1-to-1?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
So that's kind of peed all over that argument, hasn't it? It could, like we just said, bring.
But that's not homework. That wasn't homework, though, was it?
No,
that was just additional learning, which I'm all for.
Yeah, but if they're doing work at home, the idea is that you then get tutor time to be able to talk about it. So you could bring your students and your teachers together, so you could share experiences and things. So if you're asked to write about something creative, that's a great time to go talk about that with your teacher. And go, this is what I've kind of thought about this, and then your teacher can give you proper feedback rather than just a sentence at the bottom of your page. It could potentially bring families close together. So you could have proper teaching time. So time where you actually sit down together and go through it all together. How good would that be?
Which I'm for, but once again, as you said, it can create stresses and maybe a slight embarrassment for some parents that haven't got them skills, them capabilities to actually deliver that. I mean, mum and dad had a business to run, so sometimes they weren't even there to help me go through homework and stuff. Which obviously I then felt bad going, can you help me with this? Because they just weren't there to do it.
Yeah, and like I say, it's hard, isn't it? And we're encouraging kids to do so much more now. How many clubs do your kids do?
Too many.
Exactly. So at what time do you fit homework in? Because again, you don't want to be doing it just before bed, do you? Because then that
stimulates you and stuff,
wakes them up and then they miss out sleep. Homework could potentially, I keep saying potentially, homework could prepare students for bigger tests. So it gives them time to be able to. I was never taught how to study, and I think that's a potential thing that it could do. If they do less well on an assignment, it gives them time to reflect on it and go on, maybe add some bits to it. And it gives them an opportunity to practice what they've done in class.
That's the only benefit I can really come to. That I saw something somewhere and it said by learning something in class and then going home and redoing something around that reinforces that, because you're in a different environment but you're doing the same thing, so it creates better memories. Yeah. So if you always learn in the same environment, it's hard to distinguish one memory from another. Whereas if you learn something there and then repeat that sort of learning, because you're in different environments, it sort of doubly reinforces that what you're doing.
Which is that not part of the problem of what we're doing now? Because what we're doing is we're teaching kids to just remember stuff. We're not necessarily teaching them to learn it. It's going, right, there's a war and it was in 1811, and they go, right, I remember that war was in 1811, right, but what about that? And I think that's potentially, I said potentially an awful.
Because don't you find sometimes you'll know a date of something, but won't really know what that date alludes to, or you'll know something happened. I say Waterloo. I don't know the Battle of Waterloo is, but I know there was a Battle of Waterloo.
Waterloo. I don't think there's a date in that song.
Good singing voice though. I like that.
I mean,
but that
homework.
So that's failed me, hasn't it?
Yeah.
In a way, because at some point I've been taught that for a test that has had no relevance in my life. Whereas actually, probably would have been some more beneficial learning of me learning how to count, probably.
Yeah, because that's the thing that we sort of try and teach our students, like the reflective learning. Or that's maybe a better thing to do. So you've learned in class today, I don't know, about the Romans. Right, so what have you learned about learning about that? You know, I've learned that it's an interesting topic. I've learned maybe how to write differently. I'm writing in a pen. That more reflective learning rather than what the actual topic's about.
Yeah.
It's a great way to develop responsibility. So actually having some ownership on something, say, this is my work, I need to make sure that I get this done. We all want our kids, I think, in time to work hard. But I suppose, in my mind, what I don't want is to train our kids to go to work for 8, 9, 10 hours a day and then come home and still be doing work.
Yeah.
And I think that's potentially a culture, but I say potentially again,
which
culture we're creating.
Which I think I'm looking from my own mindset of why I disagree with homework, because I'll do a good day's work, but then there's still things to be done, and I think I've got to do that because it's only going to be there by the time I get tomorrow, so I'll do some more tonight. Isn't that just the same as homework?
Yeah.
There's got to be that in and out gate, do you know what I mean? I think that's important for kids, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're thinking I've got homework to do, so all the way I'm thinking I've got homework to do, I need to make sure I've got homework to do, I need to make sure I've done that. Not only get my tea, get myself bathed, ring wherever, because I need to have a social with me, whatever. It's always on your mind. It's right against it, I think.
Yeah. It also allows parents to see how their children are being educated and how they are developing. Again, this is all down to individual families, because you've got to make sure that you give the time to sit with them and do that.
Yeah.
Go, right, what have you learned today? I scan it every day when I see it after school. What have you learned today? No.
Yeah,
just get nothing.
What have you done today? Not a lot. Coloured. Brilliant.
Watch the video.
But, so, my kids were doing something, and I can't think what it was, I can't remember which one it was, but they were doing it in a complete different way that I'd ever been taught. So they asked me then to help them, and I'm like, I can't tell you my way, because my way is going to be the wrong way for I can give you the answer because I know how to do it, but there's a better way of learning it now, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So when you're saying like you can see how they're learning, well, I would say that's wrong, but it's not. It's right. It's just developed. Therefore, I'm no good to them anymore. To see how they're learning. You have to just leave that to the teacher, sort of thing. Which then, I need an education lesson on how I can educate my kids to help them at home. Because
Which comes back to the parental thing, doesn't it? If you weren't great at school and weren't great at learning, how do you then teach somebody else to be great?
but even if you was good, you don't want to then teach them Bob Mass in a different way because the school's teaching them how to do Bob Mass in that. So, I mean, when I was at school, I don't know if you did, you're a little bit older than me, but did you have to learn times tables as 1 times 1 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4? Did you have to learn like that? Like a rhythm?
Just trying to picture back on my chalk and slate what I was writing. I generally can't remember.
Because we didn't. So there was a point where we just had to 2 times 2 is duh. They want like a rhythm. Where they seem to have gone back to that now, where they like got that sort of duh, 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 duh.
But surely the idea of things like that, is it not in it just to know it? Because that, what is it, that rock and roll maths?
Yeah.
That kind of teaches you just to know, I've seen that. 8 times 6 is, 6 times 8 is...
Yeah. Do you know? I don't know. I kind of like
fill the blank.
But my kids, because of whatever they've done differently to how I was taught, they know their times tables ridiculously well. And it's not that I'm bad at maths, because I'm pretty good at maths, but we just, for some reason, we didn't do that way of learning.
Yeah.
Because
But surely, as long as you get to the end goal, as long as you get to the answer...
Yeah, but they can do it quicker than I can do it, as like quick maths. I can do it. Do you know what I mean? If you say give me maths, I go, right, okay, it's there.
Give me maths.
Well, they can do it quicker than me. So what I'm trying to say is like, I don't know, like things have changed, haven't they?
Yeah. I mean, we never for 1 second didn't think that your kids weren't going to be smarter than you. They've just peaked earlier than we anticipated. That's the only difference.
God. Yeah.
Right, let me talk you through some bits and pieces. Singapore.
Ooh.
A paw.
Me full of jokes tonight.
I've been
You got a
saving
gig
all
coming.
these.
You got like a stand-up comedy gig coming. It says now some material.
I've been saving all these. Singapore do 9.4 hours of homework a week.
Why 0.4?
I'm presuming it's an average over the year, possibly. Why you always have to ask additional questions?
I'm not
I should have just said
I'm
9.
interested.
I should have just said 9.
Okay.
It's a maths question. Finland do less than 3 hours a week.
And I bet they're. Oh no, I'm going to say they're more educated, but go on.
I've got a high suicide rate in Finland.
So it's dark and miserable all year round. That's the problem with it.
So if they stayed and did their own work. Anyway,
Yeah.
in the US, they have a 10-minute rule. So their 10-minute rule is based on if you're in grade 2, you do 20 minutes. Grade 3, 30 minutes. Grade 4, etc., etc.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
It's not, because when you get into in middle school, they're doing like 90 minutes a day. Grade 9.
They're not. There's one point where I give this woman some dollars, and I could see it was like $5. She was like, 1, 2. I was like, "It's $5, woman." You know what I mean? 4. What comes out to 4? I'm like,
Calculate
my
that.
God.
That's in middle school. High school, they're potentially doing 2.5 hours a day homework. 2.5 hours a day.
But did you know they're at school less than we are? We do 38, 39 weeks of the year. I think they're going to do like...
Yeah, because they get like 3 months off in summer. Don't
Yeah,
they?
they finish like in March and don't go back to like September or something stupid. They're like a really long summer break. Really, who's looking at
That's
it?
6 months.
Maybe, good maths, Leon, good maths. We looked at it because they'd just gone back to school when we went. And they had like pretty much all the summer off. But yeah, they do like 30 weeks a year or something stupid.
Yeah, I know they have like a lot because they've got camp and stuff, don't they?
Yeah.
Ooh.
You're loving it, are you, today?
Right, final say. I'll tell you what, just before I give the final say, before we drop the hammer on this one, why don't they do PE as homework? Why can't kids be sent home to go, right, test your heart rate. How many beats per minute have you got sat? How many beats per minute have you got after you've done 10 minutes of exercise? Go run that block and tell me how.
Do you know the answer to that is?
Because it's not.
It's not.
They don't
on the
care.
curriculum. Yeah, it's not on the curriculum. They don't care. And it's one of our biggest bugbears is they'll sacrifice PE for something else if something's behind. So my kids always get golden time. Like, as in, like, there's always golden time on offer. But then if something runs over, golden time don't get sacrificed.
PE.
But nor does English get sacrificed. No, England. But then PE won't happen or something like that. I think PE is really, really important in a society where we're getting more lazy, more stuck to technology and things like that. I think it's really important kids have a good fundamental balance of the importance of exercise. And I know we work in the industry, so we're a bit biased, but I would.
I'd like to see somebody that, if you listen to this and you absolutely disagree that PE should just be as it is or should not even be thought about, come at me, bro. Yeah. Come at me.
I don't think people disagree. I think some people just think some people are good at PE, so therefore why thrust it upon them. I mean, I was at school with so many people that hated sport. I mean, absolutely hated it. So like year 7, year 8, they absolutely detested it. As soon as the opportunity came to then get your choices year 9, it was, thank God I'm not to do exercise anymore. I'm done, I'm out. And
I'll be honest, even, as much as I love sport, at high school, I didn't really like PE. We used to do stupid stuff though. We'd be indoors in summer and outdoors in winter. So he was absolutely freezing. And then as
I was doing athletics, chucking javelins at sports hall.
No, because you'd be inside doing something like dance and movement. And it's stupid.
See, we was outside doing athletics in summer.
Yeah, exactly.
Middle and September football. Then we did rugby in winter, heavy winter.
That's why PE for me in school wasn't a great experience. And I didn't do like GCSE PE. It weren't around when I was. The bones did. Nobody knew about muscles and bones.
You're not that old.
Yeah, it weren't around when I was a wee one. So, given the choice now, you're the new education secretary for this country. Rishi's been in touch. He says, Leon, the job's yours.
Thanks.
Homework, are you stopping it?
Yes.
Completely.
Yeah, because I think there's enough time in the day, and I think we could rejig the time in the day to make sure everything's covered throughout the day. I think there's a lot of time where there's a bit of wasted time.
So let me throw this one at you then. If people are having to work longer, why not let the kids go to school longer?
Because once again, burnout. I think their little minds need rest.
Give them more breaks.
But I think that's probably. I think we have too many breaks.
Train them.
Maybe not primary school, because obviously the attention span is very minimal. But when we was at high school, we used to have like a couple of periods at morning, and then we'd have like a break, and then we'd have a one class dinner, then we'd have like 2 classes in a row.
Yeah,
it was really weird in the fact that I'm thinking, well, that morning break was not needed. Why do we need that? Dinners, like I think it was like an hour and a half or 45 minutes, maybe we had staggered dinners.
I'm thinking more for primary school to extend the day, right? Then you can add in them other things. How to
tie shoelaces.
Yeah.
Wipe your bum.
Yeah. How to stitch, how to put a button back on.
Yeah.
How to do all them things
but
that you don't
in that the after school club sort of thing?
Nah. Keep them in. Keep them everybody there till 5 o'clock. Let people work longer. Let's put more money back in the economy.
Would it put more money back?
People are earning
teachers
more.
want more money though.
People are earning more, people spend more. Teachers are there anyway. You don't see teachers leaving at 3:30.
No, but they're then doing work, so if there was at the education, they're not going to go to like 7.
Pay them more.
There's not enough teachers there, is there?
Come on, you're new education secretary. Sort this out.
If I had my way...
He did it.
My way. I think starting a little bit earlier is probably a key as well, because the high school start at 7:45, I think, and finish at 2:30. But I think that works really well because they're up, they're in, they're off, they go.
It's going to break into a musical. They're up, they're in, they're off you go home.
Whereas, like, towards the end of the day, they're shattered out there. And it gives you a chance for extracurriculum as doing like.
If this podcast never becomes a musical,
imagine. Dear.
I've got a question for you.
Go on.
Let's move on. I'm drawing the hammer down on this one.
What would you do? If you're education secretary, health one, can't just do that. Would you get rid of
I think primary school, I don't think it's needed. I think that they do enough, and I want them to be involved in stuff. You're going to struggle, I think, certainly for clubs and stuff, to get people in year 7 plus to just start clubs.
Yeah.
If you can grow that through primary school, I think that's better. So get them doing after school stuff.
The only homework I do agree with is revision for an exam. But like I said, when I was at school, high school or whatever, and you go home and you have to research such and such and write a bit about it and stuff like that, what is the point in this day and age?
So what we do a lot now is things what we call stretch and challenge. So the ones that have got the time and they've got the ability to be able to do it, we push them. So if you've got the rock and roll maths, if you've got all that other stuff at home and your kids go, I want to do a bit extra today, Dad, right, crack your send on there and do a bit.
Crack on.
Crack on.
We haven't solved the problem, have we?
We haven't solved the problem, but that's what the thing about a good debate is.
Yeah.
is that we don't always necessarily need to solve it. And we're more than open to other people coming and giving us a little bit.
Yeah.
So, our segment of question that we don't always know the answer to, that do we want to know the answer to?
No.
But we're going to ask it anyway. Go on.
It's my question.
No, it's my question.
My question.
It's not.
It is.
It's not. Your question was last week.
It can't have been.
It can have been.
I listened to last week.
Exactly.
Edit. Go on.
So my question is, if you own a piece of land, do you own it all the way to the centre of the earth?
Yeah.
How far can you dig down? And can you just dig? Can I just go in my garden now and just keep digging? And if I did, I suppose things would fall in it, wouldn't they?
Yeah, and you'd probably end up seeing the lizard people that live under the earth.
Just in my garden.
I think you can. I think you own the land right to the crust.
Right, so if I could figure out in the world who was exactly opposite me on the other side of the earth, and we both started digging, and we got to the middle,
You're dead.
could we shake hands?
No, because the mantle, the earth's crust. You off your rocker, man?
No, because I put a hazmat on
Oh, brilliant.
and a scarf. And if we got to the middle there, could we, like they did when the Knockthrough Channel Tunnel, and they shook hands and stuff, could we do that?
Yeah, if you go horizontally. I don't think it can be. But I don't think you own right below it and down. Up, different question. You don't own above you. You can't.
I can't on the sky.
No, because you can't take your property any higher. You could genuinely build a basement and no one can do about it. I've said it, I don't know if that's true or not. But
I'm sure you need some sort of planning permission.
Well, I don't think you do.
I think you do.
Fitzel didn't ask for planning permission.
He just had a cupboard, didn't he?
It was a cellar one, he built. That's what I don't know. He built something.
See, if you'd have done your homework, you'd have known that.
But yeah, I know you can't go up, can you?
Yeah, because in theory, if you could just build another story on another story, and you could have like a 30-odd metre house.
Yeah. But I genuinely think you can go down without any questions asked.
Yeah. So can we do it? Should we just build a big hole and see?
I don't think we've got the...
What if we just bought some land and then just dug?
What for?
I don't know, for fun.
Because when you build something, you do foundations, you just dig right down, don't you?
Yeah.
So there's no problem with digging right down.
So I couldn't build a tunnel, could I, from my house to your house? Because we'd be going under other
Other people's houses, yeah.
But could just do it.
You could go straight down to the mantle if you wanted.
Mm.
But then the question is, what's straight down? How do you know you're going straight and not going off at an angle?
Spirit level.
Is that how it works?
There's definitely an app.
Yeah, but the Earth's curved, isn't it? So...
Is it though?
Well, not a bit.
Tune in next week for Is the World Flat or Round?
You're not a flat earth, are you?
No, absolutely not. I've been told the Earth's round. So
Do you
that's
believe
what
we're to
I've
the
got.
moon?
Yep.
Do you?
Yep. I believe it all. Why would they lie to me? People are honest. I like to think.
I saw some things that Kenny Spacey that made me think, I don't think we did smart.
Did you see the backdrop of the moon picture?
A curtain fell down, there were people doing filming and stuff and putting it out. I was like, hey, up.
It's like an alien.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's do this all again next week.
Let's.
I'll see you next Thursday.
See you next Thursday, mate. It's nice to see you again.
It's 6 out of 10
Back
seeing
on.
you. Keep yourself smiling.
I can't now. Bye.
Thank you for listening right to the end of this week's podcast, and we hope that you've enjoyed it. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at dad_tales_ or get involved by emailing us at dadtales@outlook.com. You can also now join our Facebook page by searching Dad Tales.
Keep the feedback coming. We are genuinely humbled by all the input and the comments you are providing us. Stay safe, celebrate small victories, and keep smiling.